Hello, Professor. This is Jenny Lopez, and this is Anatomy and Physiology Lab Video 2. And the purpose of this video is to analyze the structure and function of cells, different tissues in the human body, and understand their importance. As a reminder, cells are the building blocks of the body that work together to form tissues. Tissues are a group of cells that perform specific jobs, and there are four main types: epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous. Here is an example of the epithelial tissue, which is a layer of tiny packed cells that act as a shield and help with absorption and secretion in the body. The three main types are cuboidal, which is single layer of cube-shaped cells that line the organs and glands and specializing in absorption and secretion. Next one, we have the simple squamous. It's a thin layer, flat cell that line the blood vessels, body cavities, and air sacs in the lungs and act as shields for the body. Next one, we have the simple columnar. It's a single layered, tall, elongated cells that line the digestive tract and uterus, specializing in absorption. Next example is of connective tissue, which is cells that are spread out within a matrix like any jelly and fiber band. They hold the body together, provide support energy, and connect other tissues. Three main types we have here are elastic, which is a type of dense connective tissue that contains elastic and collagen fibers found in the walls of arteries and vocal cords. Next, we have dense connective tissue, which is made of collagen fiber and fibroblasts that provide structural support for the body, mainly found in tendons, ligaments, and the dermis. The third, we have the adipose connective tissue. It's a loose connective tissue that stores energy, insulates the body, and protects organs, also known as body fat, usually found underneath the skin, around the internal organs, and within bone marrow. The third example is of the muscular tissue, which is long, stretchy fibers designed for movement. The three are skeletal, cardiac, and smooth. Skeletal muscular tissue is a specialist tissue that allows for movement by contracting and attaching to bones. Second is the cardiac, which is a branched tissue found in the heart that contracts blood through the body. Last is the smooth, found in organs like the stomach, intestine, and the bladder and the blood vessels. They help with digestion and help regulate blood pressure. The final example is of nervous tissue, which makes up the brain, the spinal cord, responsible for the final example is the nervous tissue, which makes up the brain, the spinal cord, and the nerves, responsible for controlling and coordinating bodily functions and receiving and sending messages. The three types are motor, sensory, and sensory neurons. Motor neurons are cells in the brain and spinal cord that control muscle movement. Sensory neurons are cells that detect stimuli from the environment and send signals to the brain. They allow us to see, hear, and taste and feel. Lastly is the interneurons, which are nerve neurons that connect to our nervous system. It helps coordinate complex reflexes and behaviors. From a clinical point of view, it's important to know the structure and function of the body cells and tissues It would help in diagnose diseases related to tissue damage, can guide treatment plans for injuries for medical conditions, and enable personalized medicine based on cellular function. Thank you. See you next week.